Welcome to Desertec. In 2009, a group of European companies formed the Desertec Industrial Initiative. Their aim was to provide 15% of Europe's electricity by 2050. To achieve this, the DII proposed constructing a huge network of solar, wind farm and geothermal energy sources across Europe and North Africa, costing an estimated €400 billion. Why venture on such a large-scale project? Well, firstly, May claimed that an area of 254 kilometres squared of the Sahara Desert would meet Europe's demand for electricity. The IPCC had also recommended to combat climate change a target reducing emissions by 80% by 2050. Finally, Germany, whose companies were the leading proposers of the initiative, are determined to reduce oil dependency from Russia. However, the DII split in 2014 after the EU conceded that Europe can achieve its energy goals internally. Since then, the Desertec vision has continued through small-scale projects across Morocco, Tunisia and southern Spain. So what does Geographies of Technology have to say about environmental technologies? Expanding upon Klein's ideas of socio-technical systems, which examine the powers and processes through constructions of technology, Adrian Smith constructed new ways of understanding environmentalism and technology. Framing technology, negotiating technology, and their north-south application. Through examining these ideas, the Desertec Project reveals the significance actors play within technologies concerning the environment. Before implementing new technologies, the costs and benefits need to be evaluated. Framing technology, as Smith argues, enables cleaner technologies such as solar power to be considered superior in our society than environmentally damaging technologies such as fossil fuels. Our deserts receive more solar energy in 6 hours than humans consume in a year. Concentrated solar power, which is achieved through mirrors heating water, can easily store heat and allows for fluctuations in photovoltaics and wind. In terms of transporting technology, we have already found methods of transporting electrical currents over 3,000 kilometres, and 90% of the world's population lives closer than that to a desert. This makes CSP a very desirable and viable option for environmentalists and corporations. The 2 billion solar plant in Ouarzazate, Morocco for instance, intends to provide the nation with 47% of renewable energy by 2020. However, one concern with the Desertec CSPs is their cooling capabilities. They are strongly dependent on local weather conditions, which makes them less reliable in consistently changing climates. When it first begun, Desertec envisioned itself being the driving force for environmental change. They believed it would become the biggest peace project in the history of humankind. If Desertec wanted to be successful, they had to negotiate with other actors. Negotiating technologies highlights how both large and small-scale actors need to discuss how best to implement technologies for the benefit of all parties. This negotiation can be seen at the Andasol CSP plant in Spain, where local community members were included in discussions.
Alguna planta más de energía solar y produciendo más energía se podría tener un tipo de industria que pudiera dar trabajo a más gente aquí en Almería.
Ideas of framing and negotiating technologies reveals potential tensions between the developed north and the developing south. Hammersheen has described the recent renewable energy grab as simply another demonstration of Western imperialism. The solar thermal collectors for the CSP plants in North Africa have all been made in Germany, with German companies holding all patent rights. Daniel Igby from the African Network for Solar Energy explained the reason many Africans are sceptical of Desertec is because the West make promises, but at the end of the day they bring their engineers, they bring their equipment and they go. It's a form of resource exploitation, just like in the past. That does not mean technology cannot instigate cooperation between the North and the South. Desertec's Chenura project in Tunisia intends to reduce the nation's energy dependency on Algeria by connecting its energy network to Europe through Italy. While no longer the ambitious intercontinental network it initially intended to be, the Desertec project reveals through Smith's ideas our consistent need to seek technological innovations and the difficulties of implementing such techs across geopolitical boundaries.